Rising. What's good? Yeah. Yep. I'm really liking the what's good. Right. So, if you feel up to it, drop what's good with you in the comments section. Keep it positive. Right? We don't want we don't want the projection, what's bad, what's good. What is good, friend? So, this morning, I've been contemplating on this actually since yesterday. I ran across, it's been a while ago, but I ran across this high school student and he was explaining what 4D would look like, okay? And I'm going to try to explain it better in the spiritual sense, right? Well, in all senses. I'm going to, I'm going to deliver the same message, but differently, right? Some will resonate with it better and it will help better to describe. And, as with that, so the opposite, right? So, 4D. So, 4D, we have the tesseract. In geometry, a tesseract on a 4 cube is a 4-dimensional hypercube, analogous to a 2-dimensional square and a 3-dimensional cube. Just as the perimeter of the square consists of 4 edges of the surface of the cube consists of 6 square faces, the hypersurface of the tesseract consists of 8 cubical cells meeting at right angles. The tesseract is one of the 6 convex regular polytopes. So, as you can see, it gets bigger or smaller, right? This is what living in 4D is like. But, yeah, okay, we'll get back to that part in a minute. So, you'll have to excuse all the different means of the ways that I'm trying to explain this. So, we have Metatron's cube. Metatron's cube is a sacred geometry symbol that can represent enlightenment, the union of science and mysticism, and the secret key to the universe's laws. It contains the 5 platonic solids, the flower of life and the Merkaba, a star-shaped symbol that connects the body and spirit to higher realms. I'm going to be getting into some of my old astrology and textbooks. Okay, so we just seen the Merkaba, right? Which would look like this if it was split, which would be the tree of life, right? So if we were to put it on a flat surface, this is what it would look like, okay? Now, if we were to put it into form, this is what it would look like, right? And each one of these, no matter which one you look at, is speaking of different houses, different archetypes, different energies, different characteristic traits. And once you combat all of these, you are no longer living in the matrix or on this cube. You've combined the science, you've combined the technology, and you've combined your spirituality, right? "4D" in esoteric knowledge is the moon, right? So essentially, in 3D here, what gets bigger and smaller? Okay, well, there's a lot of things, but mainly your dream, right? So the moon holds every single dream that mankind has ever had. So in 3D, okay, 4D, we are dreaming. In 5D, we have materialized, we have moved through the matrix, right? And we have materialized. We are on that swing, that pendulum, right? 13 Ghosts, the movie 13 Ghosts, kind of, when these energies are released, we get tested, and we have to make our way through Dante's Inferno, right? Um, even if you're at a high vibration, you still get tests sometimes thrown at you, you know. So I hope that that kind of better explained it in a spiritual sense. Um, yeah, I'm just the medium here, you guys. So let me get into this. Let me get into the table of contents in this book. And so I want to read to you what the moon says, okay? The moon, a feminine astrological symbol of personality, also of the subconscious mind, the reflected light of the subconscious, right? It holds our dreams. So, yeah, let me get into... Cube, sometimes a square, represents earth, material manifestation, order, and measurement. That which was, is, and shall be, right? Yeah, okay. So that is what we are working with, right? And if you would rather, right, it speaks of the, give me just a second, guys. The 8 cubical cells, right? And if you look at this, the 4 elements, the wheel of fortune, it is a giant cell, a nucleus, right? So I hope that I don't know why, but we explained that today. So yay us, right? Okay, so this will be a Scorpio read. Pluto, 8th house placements, Mars, and the way that it moves, and I'm hearing, I like the way you move. So we are in the mirrored reality, right? We have 2 suns. We have Sirius. We have the spiritual sun. We have our central sun. We have our masculine and feminine elements. Yeah, everything. I'm hearing everything is everything. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. So Scorpio, I Like You by Post Malone. Inclined to decline. Power dynamics. You could have a child in high school or teach. The hell does this say? Or teach or be a teacher. Your name could be Christoph. TV, computers. Crystal inside is equal to rings of Saturn. So it's really fucking, listen, quite right. If you think about how we're here. So, the rings, the crystallization, our form comes from Saturn, right? What powers computers, cells, TVs, right? There's a crystalline structure inside. Okay. Okay, so is equal to rings of Saturn, crystallized in form. Prism, light, fractal. God made all because that's who we are, right? The 12 disciples equals the 12 signs and equals energies from planets, equals fractals from the sun. King, the mirror of our spiritual sun, Sirius. Every 7 years, every cell dies in your body. Literal death to old self, right? Burying the dead. Could be seeing 33 a lot or 1111. You mastered the self. Sitting pretty. Okay, so yesterday I had I've been getting like hellacious downloads, and a lot of shit's been being shown to me. And I was setting I was actually painting, and I was setting here, and this baby moth comes out of nowhere and lands on my keys. Okay. I finally caught the little guy and let him go, but yeah. So the moth transformation, right? Transformation and the keys. Somebody got them 19 keys? Okay. Mastered them 19 keys. All right, so mustard, Vince, Staples, and magic. I don't know, but that is what that is. So, since we're talking about sacred shapes and things, let's look up this song too. I got time. I always got time for my fellow squirt dorks. All right, so I like you. All right, let's take a look at these lyrics. I like you, a happier song. Okay. Ooh, girl, I like you, I do. I want to be your friend. Go shopping in a Benz. I like you, I do. I'll hit you when I land. Can you fit me in your plans? I like you, I do. We went over to France and we spoke up in Japan. I like you, I do. I know you only like it fancy, so I pull up in that Maybach candy. Yeah, your boyfriend will never understand me because I'm about to pull this girl like a hammy. Uh, yeah, I don't care for this song. It's talking about now that he's famous, all the hoes want to be around him and yada yada yada. I don't wane with that G thing. Okay, so I don't know if this was like some kind of third party situation, or if somebody this is Mercury retrograde, or if you were in a third party situation in the past, you may be getting that, or maybe somebody had you in one in the past and they're gonna take it how it resonates. You fit it. I don't really want to dwell on no past this morning. We're breaking ground and moving forward. Okay. So let me get these cards. I'm hearing the bringer of light. I'm hearing breaking dawn. I'm hearing daylight come and me won't go home. Hey, these are daylight come and me won't go home. Hey. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. 6 foot, 7 foot, 4 and 8, 12. 12D. We going 12D up in here today? All right. Which goes back down to a 3, right? The triad, the trilogy. Oak. 27. Don't just look within. Dive deeply into the eternal realms of knowing. You know. Prosperity. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing, okay? It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundances and riches that the universe provides. This is a spiritual inheritance. I'm hearing cashing out. Right, I'm riding around with that Keisha. I'm cashing out. So, cashing out this Lionsgate portal, right, Scorpio? You have earned it. The sign of Scorpio does a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of transmutation of the dark, right? We have ribbons. I'm hearing, what's that song, that 70s song? With ribbons in her hair. No. Look, 33. For it lives in the silk of my binding. the knots in my truth, the eye of becoming, the witness swallowed in stillness. Ooh, that is so deep. The witness, right? So a a reality was born, right? Then another one to mirror that, and then there was one to witness it. Okay. This goes back to the dimensional planes that I was speaking of earlier, referred to the introduction, the channeled messages. So 44, universal love. That's another ascended master number. The frequency of universal love activates the connections we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. You guys may be feeling really, really deep and emotional. You guys may be feeling the plants, the wildlife around you. Integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Right? The witness, the false witness. So when you witness something, or, if you have a biased opinion, or the conditioning and things, what one perceives to be a negative, another one could perceive to be a positive. So the balance in between, which is where the universal law and moral code comes from, right? That's the only truth, right? So emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. And that's another thing that I actually forgot to bring up earlier. So the moon, the dreams, imagination, right? The 4D is our imagination, our dreams. So we quit seeing things because of that's stripped away, depending on your childhood. So the wonderment and heart of a child, know that anything is possible if you are setting in one way of being and not allowing space for things that are outside of your grasp of perception. Then nothing new, or nothing that you weren't able to wrap your mind around because you denied it, expelled it, because why? Always be open to everything, to new information. I'm not saying take that as your truth. I'm saying see how it applies to your reality, because everybody's realities are unique to them, right? So how these things show up could look, they're the same, but they could appear different, if you catch what I'm saying. So, Scorpio. Let's get a couple of these, because I've been feeling Anubis really hot and heavy for like the last half of the week. So, Tauret, Genesis. The book of Genesis. There could be further. People take the Bible in a literal sense. It's actually in an energetic sense. It is man who tries to put form to it. So, Snake Princess, the serpentine path to power. Knowledge. Knowledge is power. Some of you guys are getting ancient downloads from past lives. Some of you guys, the spiritual inheritance will be the gifts that your ancestors had. Amun-Ra, creation. And I hope that everybody is taking advantage of this Lionsgate portal and putting their creative minds and channeling their divine, their divinity, right? God is within, never without. Nut, understanding. And we all hold a piece of that God particle. We're all a fractal piece. So some people, yeah, sometimes, you just really want to chew them up and spit them out. But, try to understand that they're just, everybody, the dimensions are all in one place, which is why you don't you don't resonate, you outgrow people, things like that. So, Elizabeth and the Lion, it is time to become a great leader. And a leader you shall become. Strange companions in stranger places. Challenges, use your imagination. And I want to give the warning, the next 2 weeks are going to be crazy, okay? So, you can bypass, if you know that you just know in your bones what's coming, right? You can spiritually bypass that by envisioning the scenario playing out in your mind and learning the lesson that you were supposed to from it. So you can jump timelines that way. You know, it's a vibrational thing. So, little wolf girl, it's all right to be alone. And I'm talking to a lone wolf, right? A lone wolf that will lead the pack. Miss Spiderweb, reconsider your alliances, make new connections. And a lot of you guys are solo dolo because none of them old connections can handle your spark and give you an you know, create enough energy to propel. So get a couple of these, Scorpio, and then we're going to close out your reading. I'm seeing somebody in an elevator. I'm seeing 2 elevators, one going up and one going down. So you are not on the same level. You're not going the same place, right? So energy is based on love. Oh, sorry, right? Cross angle, cross of the vessel. The vessel of love 4. So energy is based on love. Love of spirit and the 4, right? The cube. Okay. So love of body, humanity, and self. You are the embodiment of love. Your love is driven for you to find self-love. You are looking for a way to express your love as an individual example of love for all to see. Divine love. Juxtaposition cross of grace. You have the energy of being a listener, and you love to listen. You will fall in love with listening to certain things in your life. Because of this, you have a gift to work with strangers, as they will instinctively know that you are attentive to what they have to say. And you are a guide. You are a check-in point for people. People, animals, children probably feel really comfortable in your energy. Strangers will come up to you and start speaking of the most random things. And that's because these people have a heavy heart, or they're carrying this load, and they are yeah, they are kind of dumping, but it's like a confession, right? They have to get it off their chest. And so whether or not you know it, you're a judge. You know, not that you're judging these people, but it's like a reset point in the matrix for these people. So, you know, I hope that you have an amazing day, Scorpio. As always, peace, love, and light.